How's it going, guys? This is Robert from Untitled Visuals, and here's a quick breakdown from another recent video I did with a local Vegas artist, Cameron Calloway. Cameron wanted to film a couple songs as a live performance video, so we used a local recording studio, 11th Street Records, as our shooting location. I wanted this to look similar to a previous video I did with Cameron, almost like an unplugged studio session with an intimate feel. We shot this project with two FS7s paired with my Vista Primes. I chose to use an exposure index of 500 to push further into the shadow detail and achieve a super clean noise floor. We also used 2 stops of ND to help kill any additional ambient light. The best B camera is a second A camera, so if you're ever doing any multicam work, it's super helpful having a camera that perfectly matches with your primary camera. We had the whole studio to ourselves, which was pretty nice, so we placed a couple acoustic panels behind our talent, which gave a slight background to the frame. This also helped us hide our combo stands, which held our main lights, a Kino 4x4 bank, and a SkyPanel S60. We used grids on both of them to help mitigate spill, since I wanted to keep the room pretty low-key. I dialed in the light's color temperature to 3200 Kelvin, but shot at 4300 since I liked the warmth that it gave to the skin tones. I felt that setting the camera's white balance to 3200 Kelvin looked a little too neutral and cool. As we threw up our lights, I noticed a pretty significant color shift between the two sources. The SkyPanel looked far greener than the Kino set at 3200 Kelvin. I took out the trusting meter and discovered that the Kino had a pretty significant magenta shift. The delta UV was around 0.009, which equates to about 1/4 and 1/8 minus green if I were using gels. For comparison, the SkyPanel has a delta UV of around 0.001, which isn't even 1/8. Looking at the two lights together, you can see a pretty significant color difference in Jeremy's face on either side. To balance this out, we dialed in the minus green on the SkyPanel until they metered similar delta UV readings, and they matched perfectly. I'll get more into delta UV and colorimetry in an upcoming colorimeter video with the Sekonic C800, so keep posted. We threw up an additional SkyPanel S30 on the background to give it a little bit of lift. I chose to set that at 2800 Kelvin to help match some of the house incandescent lights. Our two FS7s were synced via timecode with a couple tentacles, which made post super easy. I'm also looking to do a video on these little units, hopefully soon. They've easily made my post-production workflow super streamlined and efficient. Filming the actual performance was a little bit of a dance with Jeremy. We'd constantly be checking each other's frame to see what was being covered. If one of us switched our coverage, the other would do the same and capture the reverse. We tried to pick out key points for us to switch so that we were consistent and that it matched the flow of the song. I, of course, opted to use the easy rig because of the multiple extended takes, and I wanted the handheld feel. Jeremy wasn't so lucky. I did find it a bit difficult to move around without my movement transferring into the line, so a lot of my steps were pretty noticeable. Easy Rig just released a new stable arm to help combat this. It's essentially their own serene arm. I actually just got one in and am also looking to do a video on that soon. That's basically the gist of it. The videos will appear on Cameron's channel, so be sure to check them out. It's been great finally integrating a spectrometer into my workflow. If you know me, I love being super calculated and accurate with my work. I've always noticed something off about my quasars when I set them to anything other than daylight, and now I know why. It's great being able to quantify your observations rather than just saying, that looks off. As I mentioned earlier, I'm planning on doing a full review of the Sekonic C800 and how I've used it to dial in my work. I'm still working out a few of the scenes, and we're actually looking to shoot within the next week. Once you get into the characteristics of color within light, you dive into a world of science that's pretty overwhelming. Eventually, I might plan on doing a series similar to the light meter videos I did late last year. If you have any questions on this video, absolutely feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.